The film begins with the Spice Girls performing on a television show. On the way out, they bump into Elton John, walk past Piers, a film director who is chasing the girls trying to make a documentary about them, and face a crowd of fans before managing to get on their bus. You see, the magic of cinema is such that the inside of this almost normal bus is bigger than probably 99% of the apartments in London. The Spice Girls make a live television appearance to announce that they will perform their first live show next Saturday, and are noticed by two film producers, who decide that it would be a great idea to make a film starring the five girls. Obviously, if they are going to do a show, the Spice Girls need to rehearse, but not before they received a visit from Nicola, a friend who's been abandoned by her partner even though she's about to give birth at any moment. Inspired by their pregnant friend, the Spices imagine what it will be like when they become mothers, but the musical director brings them back to reality and they manage to finish rehearsing at least one song. Meanwhile, this newspaper owner with a mustache is unhappy with the fact that the Spice Girls are appearing in the media all the time, and decides that he will find a way to disrupt their lives, finding a way to publish the worst possible articles about the girls, causing them to fall from grace. But he needs to find someone to help him in this endeavor. Until then, the two Hollywood producers meet the Spice's manager and start suggesting ridiculous ideas for a girls' movie. Things involving Spice being orphans who need to get out of poverty, or something involving crocodiles. While the manager listens to all this nonsense, the Spice Girls go for a photo shoot, dress up as a bunch of things, from Marilyn Monroe to Elvis Presley, and end up changing clothes and kind of mocking each other. Remember the newspaper owner with a mustache? Well, his assistant found a bald photographer who specialized in taking embarrassing photographs of celebrities to go after the singers. These singers are now at a publicity party. There, Piers, who is still trying to make a documentary about them, asks the question, "You like boys, don't you, Jerry?" And she answers, "Come on, is the Pope a Catholic?" Of course, the undercover bald photographer records the moment. The story ends up in the newspapers, and the Pope is outraged by the possible insinuation that he is not Catholic. The mustache man is pleased, and the Spice Girls go to Italy to sing on a television show. They get angry when a bunch of half-naked dancers show up to take part in the performance, because they think having these dancers around them is too tacky. Their manager fights the producer of the show, but they reach an agreement, and instead of dancing in their underwear, the guys limit themselves to showing their butts. Back in England, the bathrooms on the bus are broken and the girls have to go pee in the bushes. But as this film is a pile of absurdities, instead of being able to make number one like any normal person, the girls are approached by a spaceship and 4 aliens asking for tickets to Saturday's show. Unfortunately, tickets are already sold out, but at least they leave with autographs and a nice souvenir photo. The next morning, the girls have a bizarre dance class with a weird teacher who, for some reason, thinks that making the girls dress up in military gear and run through obstacles like they're in a TV competition will improve their dancing skills. Well, now it's night, and the bald photographer invades the mansion where the Spices are unable to sleep. They get together, admit they're having nightmares, nervous about the show, and afraid they won't be able to sing. And here's a new scoop courtesy of the bald stalker, Spice Girls scared of the show. The girls' manager rejects yet another proposal from film producers, who now wanted the Spice Girls to play a group of secret agents or something like that. It's time for the Spice Girls to meet two kids who have won a contest, but they think riding the bus around isn't much fun, so they take the contest winners and go for a ride on a boat. It turns out though that the driver of the boat is a bit clumsy. He makes a turn too sharp, and one of the Spices falls into the river with the children. As expected, the bald nosy recorded everything, and the group's manager is furious when the newspapers publish the story. Things escalate into a heated argument. The Spice raise to the occasion and threaten not to show up to do the show on Saturday. Mustache Guy hears about the gossip and is delighted, while the depressed Spice Girls remember how things were before they became famous. They meet, talk, and decide that they need to be there for Nicola, their pregnant friend, because they are going to be the baby's godmothers and yet have been so caught up in their work that they haven't spent any time with their friend. So they do what any sensible person would do and take the pregnant woman out to a club. Not that the unfortunate woman can enjoy it much, because she soon goes into labor and the girls have to take her to the hospital. The Spice Girls spend hours in the hospital until their friend miraculously gives birth to a girl who somehow comes out of the womb already bathed. The problem is that now they are late for the show, and their driver ended up going out for a chill. Posh Spice decides to dig her heels in and goes crazy driving the bus, chasing away the pigeons and scaring nuns. When Tower Bridge rises to let a boat pass, Posh Spice makes the bus jump over the bridge in this sequence full of first-rate special effects. As if that weren't enough, the other four discover a bomb on the bus. Even after so much hassle, the five manage to get to the concert hall. Their friend Nicola, the accompanying nurse, the baby, and the aliens enjoy the live broadcast of the show. Their manager decides to work with the film producers to make a film with the group. The guy from the documentary dances in the audience, and everyone is happy. As the credits roll, the Spice Girls break the fourth wall, interact with the audience, and almost forget an explosive detail.